here's a bonus play I mentioned. You notice he has the ball on the 19-yard line because I didn't get the first down. He's starting off a tight set spread. Okay, so basically he has 4 wide receivers, but they're in tight with the in-slot receivers maybe 2 or 3 yards off the tackles. Same with the outside receivers. They're both about 2 yards off their slot receiver. Alright, so the play he looks to be running here to me looks like the halfback option. Looks like he makes a audible out of it or a hot route out of it with his back. What it basically entails is his Z receiver is running a corner. His slot here is number 1 or number 2 up to the right is running a seam. Seam on the backside slot as well. X receiver running a dig. And in this case, it looks like he hot routes his back to stay in. If he wasn't hot routed, he would either run a hitch, or depending on what kind of coverage he has, break it to the outside on a little out route. Like I said, in this case, he's just going to block. So the defense I'm in here, I'm in a cover 3 out of a quarter set, and I'm in the basically running his defense. I'm in the quarter set here because he has 4 wide receivers. I tend to use the quarter over the dime or even the big nickel. I just prefer it as far as having more DBs to cover 4 fast guys depending on who I'm playing against. I don't have the best secondary in the world. I think I have one really solid corner in Skandrick, but the others, you know, they're not that great when it comes to coverage. A couple big hitters at safeties, but outside of that, it's not that great. Okay, so as we talked about when I was on offense, when you're seeing a cover 3, you want to attack the seams. And he has a play that's designed to do just that. Okay, now the problem with this play though, yes, he has 2 seams to attack, but because he's in a tight set, he has his outside receivers so tight to the line of scrimmage, that also tightens up my corners, which basically tightens up those seams. Now you can still hit them, but you have to hit them at the right time. If you're looking at it here, you know, it's a lot tighter, a lot harder to get to. His other thing, obviously, he has this dig route. I love the dig. If you have the time for it, it'll eventually get open. It's one of those routes, that and a shallow cross, that will always be open, and that's whether it's in video game or in real life, as long as you have the time. So let's run through the play and see what happens, and we'll discuss, you know, why it happened and whether either one of us could have done any better or done something better to make the play more successful for ourselves. Okay, so he's looking to throw it, he gets rid of it, interception. Now let's go through it again in slow motion. We'll scrub through it a little bit. Right now he has his 2 seams going. He has this seam open to a point. If he throws it now, it'll probably get deflected by my middle linebacker. In this case over here, maybe the same thing with my safety there. Now if he waits and throws it right here, and I mean letting it go right here, and he leads him to the inside, he has a good shot of making a completion, if not the touchdown, then getting it inside about the 3-yard line or so. What he ends up doing is he holds it just a little too long, and he throws it to the outside. So that gives my corner a better chance to get in on the play. You can see at this point here, yeah, he leads him to the outside. I'm coming underneath it. So even if he leads him inside at the time he threw the ball, I probably would get at least a deflection out of that. Now, Skandrick has a time to come over because that corner hadn't broke yet. Since the corner doesn't break yet, my defensive back, my cornerback, Skandrick, he can just keep dropping back straight, and that kept him in a good position to be able to come around and make this play, especially with it being thrown to the outside. Now we'll go back. Right about here, if he throws that ball and leads him inside, leads him about right here, my linebacker won't get there. He's not that athletic. I actually did not switch in my normal backer. Usually I will put in Sean Lee in this case because he's a more athletic backer than Rolando McClain, but I just forgot to do it or just didn't have the time to do it within the play. So if he leads him inside, though, he has a pretty good shot of making the completion, maybe getting the touchdown. If nothing else, he gets to about the 2-yard line or so. On the backside here, let's have a look-see. So we know he could have hit right about here. Now, he threw it a little late, like I said, and to the outside, interception. If we look on the backside, that dig, and he does have plenty of time. I'm only sending 3 guys. He kept his back in, so he has 5, 6 guys to take 3. They should hold that block. They're blocks. There's plenty of time. Now, the dig here is covered to this point. He could have waited another second. It would have taken about a full second, I guess, to throw that ball. Once the receiver gets even with the linebacker here, he's usually got him beat, especially when he's underneath. So he could have hit this right about here, turned it up, maybe get the touchdown. If nothing else, he at least has a first down in first and goal, and probably inside the 5-yard line. So, like I said, in this case, it was just a matter of timing on the throw. If he throws it just a little earlier, he's probably got it. Because he throws it late and he guides them to the outside, which could be a bad throw by Manning. I have a hard time believing that just because it is Peyton Manning, but heck, Roman was actually a pretty accurate quarterback in real life too, and he's really, really off in this game. So it could be just a bad pass in that case as far as the direction of it. But he needed to throw that just a little earlier. And that should do it with this play. You guys have a good night, a good day, whatever it is for you. God bless.